And I'm gonna go look on that post. I don't think start here. Oh no, that's a start here one. Oh, I'm in the wrong post. Okay, comments. Let's go check them out. Here we go. Admit, reach. And if you guys like this is no, that's the welcome video. Why am I in that one? So Sarah, I will be on. Okay, girl, you know me on, blah blah blah. Okay. All right, so we're good on that one. I love you guys. Talk about the floating. Okay. So I wish for some reason, because I do have my phone on here too, just in case we need to go to on TikTok. Due to iOS system advice, if you want to hear it. Okay. So it's like oddly like echoing over here for me. So if it's annoying you guys, I'll hide it under my pillow. Um, okay, so who was on here last week? Everybody was on here last week, or they watched last week. So last week we kind of went over just some basics of TikTok. And then I was like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And I was like, you know what? Like, why not just have you guys tell me what you struggle with? And then we can just have this like as a Q&A. I can open up my TikTok if we need to. But I know like so many people had so many questions at the end last time. Like, and I'm here for you guys, right? So and then so Tony, I don't know if I can open up my TikTok. You wanted me to talk about floating, right? Because I mentioned that in a video. So maybe why don't we give a little bit of here, I'm gonna open up my TikTok so I can read our kind of our conversation. All right. So, okay, so Tony was feeling frustrated and looking for something that gets you excited again, bringing in the real again. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's go back up a little bit more. She says, "Girl, let's go back up a little more. I need your help. TikTok is not pushing her videos. Her views were lowered. And it's not due to engagement. My followers are looking and commenting, WTH help, right? So, and she'd watched my TikTok about I'm an open book, she says. Oh, she's on here. Yeah, if you want to like just talk about it. Yeah, there she is. Okay, I finally found you on here. Yeah, just tell everybody what you were asking me.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna move. Yeah. So okay. So like I started a new TikTok. Can you hear me? Okay.
It's a little like a little like you
Oh
sound
yeah.
like you're in a
I'm getting.
tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, I got my earpods on. That could
Yeah.
be it. Oh, let me take them off. Okay. So if you can hear me, I'm gonna start to walk. Oh shit. Shoot. Sorry. Um. Is my
There you
tick?
go. Now we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, way better now.
Okay. Yeah, my TikTok's only getting like 15, 30 views. But like I had a post and I'm like going back and forth. So I had asked you once before, so I'm totally making it about me, but then I'm also putting in like fun posts. So like, oh my God, I'm like the 50-year-old person that sings like Pink, but she's like my girl, right?
Yeah.
So I say had like 20 likes, 18 comments on there, and 30 views.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? That is not working. So then that's why I'm freaking out. That's why I started sending you that.
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about, though, right? So I think you just want to understand that mix, like the personal, like fun to get people in, but then also bring in the digital marketing too and the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think Christina's on here because her and I had this really good conversation on here as well, about those types of posts, right? So there's your digital marketing posts, and so what I was trying to talk to you about was that post of value, right? And I had a conversation with Christina about this, and she started like telling me about herself and telling me her story, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And like you'd have to okay. How's the best way that I can explain this? Like your posts of value need to be in your niche somewhere, right? Like yes, it's fun, like you like to like sing and dance towards Pink, but you still need to bring some sort of information, education, value, and that is what brings people back to your page. So like for an example, right? Like my diabetes ones aren't the greatest ones, but like if you notice a lot of my posts, they're going to be Canadian driven, right? And if you guys actually go look at my last digital marketing one, what do I have written all over my digital marketing one? It is directed towards Canadians, right? So the post of value is me making all this Canadian content. And then because I know that my digital marketing ones is going to be directed right at Canadians, is what it is. Because who's following me off those posts? Canadians is what's happening, right? And like the same thing goes for like on Instagram, my type 1 diabetic stuff does a lot better, right? And then what I talk like I don't say like, oh, like I'm a digital marketer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You'll mainly see me talk on Instagram how I can have like 2 months of reserves of my son's diabetes supplies because who's following me on Instagram? People who have type 1 diabetic kids, right? So they have to blend and you have to find that groove in those posts of value. And like and if you want to strictly make your pages on TikTok just about digital marketing, then you need to become a pillar in education is what it is. Like you need to be that person that other beginner digital marketers are going to come to get that value from. So you need to put out like how you can make a digital product. Like, have you guys ever seen those people be like, "Hey, watch me make a digital product in 10 minutes with ChatGPT," and then they share their screen. It needs to be if you're going to strictly be digital marketing business and it's a business page, then you need to find where to stand out from the crowd because that's honestly what you need to be doing. Like, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, but you just want to stand just outside of it, right? And especially in TikTok, because Instagram people can be aesthetic. They can have that sort of like that what's that word I'm looking for? I can't remember it, but whatever. But like they have like this that like everybody like seems the same on Instagram to me. I don't know if it is, but I don't know. But you really need to come like TikTok needs personality. It does. Like you can't hide behind like audios anymore on TikTok. Have you guys notice that? Like it's driven now and because TikTok is pushing those longer form videos, that's why everybody is talking on there. Don't get me wrong, you want to mix in those trends and have fun with it when it blends in with your brand. But at the end of the day, when something's not working, like you have to try something new. Right? Like so if you've been trying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's like the definition of insanity. You try the same thing, you keep doing it and you're expecting a different result. But what I was saying to Tony, I said there is a lot of politically driven stuff going on in TikTok right now. So unless you want to jump on the trend, which yes, can be extremely scary because anything that is like a form of polarization. Do you guys know what polarization is in marketing? Does anybody not know what it is? You guys feel free to unmute yourselves. Okay, yes, we got people that know who it is. If you don't know what it is, it's totally fine. So polarization just means when you take a complete stand on something, like so that you're seeing it all over TikTok right now. Liberals, Republicans, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, right? You will run the risk of losing a lot of people, but there's a good chance you will gain a lot of people at the same time. Um, I don't know if you guys, if I've told you guys this example before, but Carhartt did a really, really good example of this during the pandemic when that they made all their employees become, I think they had to become vaccinated. Um, and like a lot of people freaked out, but when you actually looked at the numbers of people in the United States who cared about being vaccinated, and this is not being pro or anti-vax in any shape or form. I'm giving you guys an example of a form of marketing. Carhartt is a bit multi-million dollar company, okay? So do you really think that they cared? Like, let's like really think about it. Do you really think their shareholders care? Or what happened? Their sales went through the roof. because of it, because they took a stand in an initial side. So when I was saying everything is very politically driven, and that's kind of the trend on TikTok right now, but it also you run a risk as well of obviously you're going to take a form of negativity, and that's when I say people are floating. Like people will tend to float in a certain area because they're not willing to stand out from the crowd, because I feel like they could be worried about taking in some of that negativity, taking that stand, or being that pillar. And that last training I did last week was what I was talking to you guys about. You don't need to be an expert in something. You just need to be like 2, 3 steps ahead of somebody else. Like that whole like Tiger Woods example that I gave last week on that training, right? Or you guys can take the stand of the student that's learning about digital marketing if you want to. So you don't have to raise your hand. I think Jamie, you can just unmute yourself. Unless you didn't mean to. Did I make it so you can unmute yourself? But that's what I mean by like floating. You need to take that position in your brand, and you have to own it, especially on TikTok, because everybody is loud over there. Instagram isn't as much as loud, but it's harder to grow on Instagram, right? Otherwise, you will just float and you won't really move. Like you have to get loud and proud. Does that make more sense? Yeah, like you need to have, but you need to have some sort of value. Pink is great, don't get me wrong, but like unless you're gonna start educating information or like having like some sort of humor on there, then you know what I mean. Like there, people, pink people would have to come to your page for something, and that's why like maybe if you like a fan base page, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to change it into that. Um. Okay, Michaela says, I want to do this separate from business and connect to mindset, manifestation, positive vibes,
Can
and
I
self.
just say something, Jamie, before you move
Absolutely.
on? So I raised my hand only because I'm used to that in these kinds of Zooms, but I just wanted to confirm everything you were saying because I literally just clapped back at an American. My TikTok went viral, and what I did was I spun a comment into a reply, which was a well, thanks a lot because I did gain 1,000 followers on that video. So I replied to a single comment on it. She said something like she wished or she wasn't gay, but she just fell in love with me. I used that to flip it to say, thanks for following me. And then threw I was a digital marketer in that. So just post it. Just because you never know. I've got
Yeah.
several viral videos, and my most viral video is over 1.2 million views, and it's because Tim Hortons pissed me off with a bagel.
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah, well, that's just it though, right? And a lot of it is like those talking videos and taking a stand on something and giving your opinion, right?
as
Whether it's
long as
me,
people see you're authentic and you're not there
yeah,
reading from a script being filtered,
yeah.
they're going to follow you. They're going to respond. You'll find your people.
Yeah. So she's giving some sort of information is what she was doing. That's information, education. There's and when it goes down that or motivation and inspiration. Did I say inspiration? I can't remember if I did. Exactly. So Michaela was saying, I want to do this separate from business and connect to mindset, manifestation, positive vibes. Yes, absolutely. So that's you're going to be educating people in that sense of form. So that is delivering value. That has to be something that people come back to your page for. Like, okay, have you ever guys have you gone on somebody's page and excuse me, and you just started watching every single one of their videos and the next one and the next one and the next one, and they're similar, but obviously they're doing like different content type of thing. That's that binge worthy content I was talking about. You need to your value, those are your valued posts, right? So if you want to do that in just digital marketing, you need to bring that value in some shape or form, not just asking everybody if they want to be a part of LWA. That's not the binge worthy content. That's not education, information, inspiration, motivation. That's not it, right? Those are the posts you attach to other posts, like piggybacking them is what it is. Like you'll notice if I have a video that does well, like I have one doing well right now. I'm a type B mom, right? And then boom, boom, like it started instantly getting views and comments. Boom, boom. I will literally put one of my digital marketing videos around there because of the binge-worthy content. They will hit it in some shape or form, right? And they're gonna watch it, that type of thing. Okay. Okay, same, yes, yes, be loud. Like you have to show up to TikTok with a level of confidence. You really do. Where I feel like in Instagram, you can hide behind the 4 to 6 second reels. Where those just don't fly on TikTok. They don't. And I was talking to Dana about this the other day, and I asked her, I'm like, you ever posted one of your viral Instagram videos on TikTok? She's like, yeah. I'm like, how well did it do? She's like, it absolutely flopped. I'm like, exactly. They don't fly over there because it is a real, raw, and rough platform, like rough around the edges type of thing, which is great for beginners because you don't have to be perfect. Nobody wants you to be perfect over there. They want people to who like Jamie was saying, authenticity is going to be your biggest word on TikTok. It truly is actually showing emotion in what you're saying. Yeah, you'll never know what goes on, so be loud. Anybody else have any other questions? Feel free. You can unmute yourselves. This is a meeting. Let's chat. So go on and say what's ever on your mind. Absolutely, right? Absolutely what like say what's on your mind, but you do want to be strategic about it, right? Like when you are going to if you are going to say something that's on your mind, like who you're speaking to, think of your audience and who are you wanting to track. So like a really good example of someone who's been doing this lately, she's in Canada. She's actually in my province. She just hit 1 million followers. Shameless L. So she took a political stance and everybody was coming for her and stating, yeah, right? And stating, okay, she used to do like, I don't want to say smut videos. She would like there would be like dudes and then she would react to them type of thing. Super funny. She gained a lot of followers on it, but she took a stance in what's going on in Canada. And everybody, the funny thing is, you guys, the loudest people are usually the minority, right? The loudest people in the room are usually the smallest group. She lost a bunch of people, but basically tripled the amount of her followers is what she did, right? And speaking to the people that she was already speaking to, Canadians, right? Yes, I love her. Well, I can certainly be loud. Yeah, controversy, but it does come with a double-edged sword. Like you don't necessarily need to be political or controversy, but that's what I was saying to Tony. Like it is very politically driven on TikTok right now. Like I've actually had to take a break from it and go over to Facebook. Like I can't even I believe I actually said that, but I have had to take a break from it because it is a little overwhelming over there right now. Unless you're gonna jump on the bandwagon, what's gonna happen is your posts are gonna get they're gonna they're gonna tank unless you're gonna jump on the bandwagon. But it happens all the time, you guys. Happened during the election. It happens when other huge things go on. A lot of your stuff usually tanks unless you jump on the bandwagon. But if you push through, everything does eventually come back up. It truly does. Okay, you just have to kind of push through it. Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
Let's talk about.
oh, there she is. Okay, so I couldn't hear you.
Can
Yeah,
you hear
go
me?
ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So let's talk just because this TikTok and so okay, and that's where I'm focused on. So so I guess how do you strategize that? And you kind of touched on it, but like so if I want to go political, because I mean I can be freaking loud. I mean, I'm from Chicago, right? I mean, really. So let's say so I want to go, I want to be loud, I want to boom on TikTok, right? Then, so let's say I do that. Then what's next? Because I'm typically doing like 3 posts a day.
Yeah.
That's talk to me about interweaving all of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, okay. So interweaving. So when you're gonna like, okay, so because well, I guess, well, what would you say? Because you're from Chicago, what? Give me an example of something that you would probably talk about that would get like more loud about issues that you're passionate about, I guess.
Well, I mean, listen, okay. I know almost everybody on here is Canadian, so I'm about to literally piss everybody off, right? I am. But April got me on here. She knows I love her. I love you too, Jamie. I love everybody. So, but I think listen, I don't agree with everything that Trump does, but there are certain things that we have to get done. I mean, because otherwise we're going to be like broke, right? Because we're already broke, right? So, like, I can talk about something about an economy. You already know that that is going to either have people love me or hate me.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there truly isn't, right? And it, like I said, it does come with a double-edged sword, but it's any topic that you're passionate about, but you do have to think about who that you want to attract into your business, right? Who are you trying to attract? So you do have to sit down and really think about the people that you're going to like who are the people that are going to follow you off it? Are those the type of people that you want inside of it? And you need to think of it as a way, like, are you wanting to completely like take those people out as your followers, or are you wanting to take a stance? Here's my point. I see this way. You could be Switzerland in some shape or form, right? And then interweaving it in a digital marketing. Hey, the economy is absolute crap because you just said it. Everybody's broke right now. So this is why I chose to have a side hustle. This is why I chose to have I can't depend on an economy and everything that's going on to fix my situation. So I went and took care of it myself. Right. So it would be a way that would be a way that you would interweave them. And now you're not floating anymore, are you? Because now you're taking a stance in where you are inside of your platform and talking about one, but talking about the other. Hey, you guys know I talk about this all the time. This is why I did XYZ. Yeah, your
Right.
skin does have to be thick if you're going to go down
Oh,
that route.
listen, I'm good. Hey, so one more question. Oh crap! I was going to ask a question about that, but never mind. Skip me. I'll come back to it. I'll put it in the chat.
um,
Rolled her eyes and she hungry for 15 minutes.
oops, mute her. Okay.
You're on.
Anybody? Okay. Anybody else? Like who else got some questions? Hit me.
I have a quick
Mm.
question.
Yay.
So I made a TikTok just off the cuff about scammers, and I was like, why are there so many fucking scammers on this app?
Yeah.
But I gained 4,000 followers, but I'm pretty sure they're all scammers. Like, so now do I start over again because I got like 18 Kevin Costners and
That
like,
was the funniest video I'd ever seen.
Did you go through your followers and check?
yes, and I have to delete people every day because I'm getting hundreds of messages every day. So I did gain 4,000 followers and now I can go live, which I'm happy about.
Yay.
But now I think that they're all scammers. Like it's very rare that I find a real person.
It's you any type of trend that is gonna happen, you guys, that's gonna happen. Okay. If there's another trend that a massive rising trend, it happens every single time. And it's not the first time that stuff like that has happened. You like, and even watching like hashtags, even like hashtag digital marketing, you'll probably have those people that come in and be like, hey, I followed this person and it completely changed my life, that type of thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why if you get more specific about your hashtags, you'll avoid that situation. So it's not going to hurt me to tick people off. No, absolutely not, right? And but yeah. So that type of stuff doesn't really bother me. I'm telling you, like I just go into my requests, clean them up, make sure there's nobody in there who's requested information, and it is what it is. Like that's literally the business that we're in, you guys. Like Jeslyn like literally gets them on Facebook. I didn't even know that was a thing on Facebook, but because I guess when she ran the giveaway, but you know what, you take, like you said, you just made lemonade out of lemons, however they say that freaking thing. Now you can go live. Right now you can go live. I think somebody asked a question about going live. That actually just reminded me. about going live on TikTok. Somebody had asked me that previously. I don't know. Was it somebody on here? Was it someone in the comments? Anyways.
It was me.
Okay, was it? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Going live on TikTok. So what do you specifically want to know about it?
Whenever I get on live, I feel like an idiot. Like I'm like, okay, I'm talking to 0 people and I have no idea what to talk about. And then when I start talking, they'll pop on, pop off. I'm like, well, it's not that interesting, I guess. So now what do I talk about? I'm like,
Yeah, so I have so many sugar daddies. We all do, don't worry.
I wish I had a
I
sugar
got
daddy.
Riley
That'd be
Green today.
great.
Excited about Riley Green. Freaking love that trend that was going around. Anyways, Tara's laughing. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so going live, it can be okay. So because of
Gotta get out of her own head.
yeah, you got like me and Jeslyn have been doing a lot of them lately, just testing out different theories, different ideas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? In all honesty, when you first hop on a live in TikTok, like I'm the type of person I cannot stand uncomfortable situations. Like I'm the type of person, if I see somebody from like high school in Walmart, I will go 8 level rows deep, like 20 minutes down the other side of Walmart to avoid the uncomfortable situation. I'm that person. So like to hop on those TikTok lives and like just sit there and you're basically talking to yourself, like I'm in my own personal hell that first part of TikTok, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Like I'm just talking to talk. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Um but all of a sudden you do start getting, the more consistent that you are in them, like you start getting some regulars, like of like what do they call those barflies? People that always come into the bar or something like that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get some regulars that come on there, and I swear it. I have complex PTSD. It was just on Prozac. My anxiety's okay. I'm gonna actually talk about. Let me talk about that in a sec, Sarah, because this is what stopped me from going live on TikTok as well. But I swear you need time to be on TikTok lives. Like if you are only planning to pop on there for like 20 minutes, it's almost not even worth it. Like you need to like carve out a couple hours to be on there, because that first hour is like excruciating is what it is. But then all of a sudden, I'm just gonna mute that person. All of a sudden, it's like it does though. The length of time, after I started researching it, the length of time that you're on there, then all of a sudden people just start popping on and they're there. And what I think what's happening is you're starting to land on the FYP. I think it's 70 minutes, because all of a sudden, like these, like, oh, I can't remember what the heck that came up. What was it called? Jamie, you probably got it on there as well. A notification to start knocking off some like check marks of things that you need to do on your live.
They have challenges or something. I
It's
get mine that
challenges.
too.
Yeah, and I think these challenges are like basically telling you how you can go farther in TikTok, but the more you go live, the up the rank you get, and it does help. You have to be consistent with them, is what it is. And the more that you go, announcing that you're going live, like having an event, letting your followers know that you're going live, testing out different times. If I'm being totally honest, nighttime's the best. It truly is. Like it's not, it doesn't even compare to going in the daytime. But it's like once you hit that hour mark and you put that stupid little puzzle piece in there, which gives me anxiety, by the way, every time it pops up, because I miss it 3 times in a row. Like it freaks me out every single
Oh,
time.
good. I thought I was literally the only one. I was like, I can't get this damn puzzle piece. I'm
And it
all
has
messed
freaking
up.
meals, and I'm, oh my god, it gives me anxiety every single day. But all of a sudden, and then that next hour just flies by, and you feel like you could be on there for like another two freaking hours. So hard with my kids on it. Yeah, it is, right? Like I do it like after dinner when my kids are settled in, and shit still happens, and it's tough. Like I used to go live on Facebook all the time. It was like, what, this is a long time ago, by the way. By the way, I was trying to figure out today was the last time I went on live. It was like 2021, I think. But like it was used to be, did anybody else go live on Facebook ever? It was so much easier than TikTok lives. because people battle, they do all these like crazy things. You have people requesting to get into your live. So Sarah, I had a really hard time being on TikTok lives because like I have massive ADHD. I forget my train of thought very easily. Like to the point it gives me like major anxiety. I seem like I might have a cool front, you guys, but a lot of times when I'm on there, like I'm internally freaking out because there's so much going on the screen. I have people coming in. You get notified that comments are being filtered. I don't see them. I don't know what's happening. People are requesting you to come go live with them, and it was absolutely terrifying to me because I will in situations like that, I'll begin to stumble over my words. I will forget what I'm saying, and like so, it's always been something for me that I never did because of that reason. So just know, even somebody like myself, yeah, I shut down and like I'll get like red in the face. And like even somebody like myself, like it was a big hurdle for me and something I just didn't do because of it, because I was afraid of like looking like obviously like an idiot and just like completely freezing when I'm on there. And I can come on and do these, I can chat my face off. But when there's that much going on in the screen, I um, I freeze is what I do. I don't freeze. I start stuttering and everything. Do I have notes by you? I don't have notes, Christina, but throughout the day, if I know I'm going live and I put like an event registration for it or whichever, I'll think of some stories to start talking about, and I'll usually start talking about my kids, something funny, something that's kind of directive in my content. Tell people about my day or whichever, and just start talking like there's people on. I know, like, but I started getting more used to it when like all the stuff on the screen and everything and knowing when things were popping up, like you get used to how to decline them, where the filtered comments is, like, and it just the more I did it, the more comfortable I got doing it. Um, but yeah, it's like scared the crap out of me. How often?
One trick she could use, and I used it because I get distracted very easy, is
Yeah,
throwing a post-it just over the bottom half of your screen,
yeah,
or even the numbers. And another way to get time is to cook something. Just have
yeah.
music on in the background and cook your supper.
Yeah, yeah. So and there's also like little things that you guys can do in there as well. Hold on, let me go through it. Yeah. Like you can actually pop these on. Okay, I'm gonna go hit the little live thing. Okay, where is it? No, that's not it. It's okay. Like there's like fun little games that you can like do with people on here as well. Like I've seen it on here. Because I remember asking somebody about it. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, you can cast. Like, like yeah, you can play together with your viewers, that type of thing. Like you can like have some fun with like ask questions, do stuff like that. But doing something, so that's a really good point. So I actually learned this from somebody previously. Like this is you can actually do these in your videos as well. What the heck was it? I think 30% of people will actually continue to stay in your video. Like if you're doing a talking video, I've done the kind of this training on it before. Like if you can put your phone down and if you were like a hand talker, it actually works for you. But if you're not, and if you're like freaking frozen, they say that 30% of people will stick on your video if you're doing something at the same time, like a get ready with me. Guys, ever see people do get ready with me while they tell a story? Because people are 30% more likely to stick on because they're invested in what you're doing. So like you said, so that could translate over into your cooking or your lives, doing a cooking video or doing something at the same time. If am I missing any
That's so
questions?
true. I sit there and I watch random people make dinner and I'm like, why did I just spend half an hour watching you?
Exactly. Versus just sitting there and like waiting for people. Like at least you're doing something.
Yeah.
Or like fold laundry or like give yourself a task and by doing something at the same time would probably be a lot easier. I just start to ramble like, and talk about absolutely nothing. Whenever I go live on Facebook, I always forget and start saying my caption. For those of you new to my page, my name is April. um by the way, they say one of the worst things to do on a Facebook Live is wait for people to pop on. I know people used to do that all the time. I learned that a long time ago because people would watch the replay. And then if you do Facebook Lives, you should be doing them like your people are watching the replay. And so if you're like totally paused out, people won't watch it. That's a little Facebook tip for you. I'm nervous about starting TikTok because authenticity is quieter. I do energy healing and coaching, so I'm a much better listener than talker. How do you balance the two focuses? Okay, so what but that's okay, right? That's okay. You can be, so when I say being a pillar in a certain area, I mean like you almost have to own that space, right? Like if I was going to be looking for somebody who's an energy healer, so you're going to want to go more down the educational path is what you're going to be wanting to do, right? Education, educating people on it. Hey, if this is something that you always want to get into, this would be a great place to start educating people on it. Because yeah, that's not going to be like a super, hi, I'm an energy healing, come to my page and start screaming at people in the freaking the game. That's different. Right? But that's where you want to take that educational space is what you're going to want to do. Okay, and then how are you going to convert it into digital marketing? You know what? I'm gonna have to think about that one. I truly am. Let me get back to you. Like ideas will pop into my head. If it was me, honestly, is that Amber? Amber, where is she on here? I don't know where she is. Amber, if it was me, oh, there she is up there. I would start trying to find creators that are doing the same as you. Is what I would be doing research is what I would be doing and trying to see if you can find some creators that are doing well who possibly have those two mixed in together if I were you. And trying to get some like creative spark of how you could do it. Like I would have to think about that one. I truly will. I don't think I've ever had anybody ask me that one before. So let me get back to you on that one. Okay, so what else you got? Theme. And do you do TikTok, Francis? Oh, okay, you're not answering that. Sorry. I watched a guy with his pet wolf last night. Well, that's just it, right? And pets are great, by the way. If you guys want to get content that does well, pets. And they always do well, like every time. I'll follow you, okay? I'm Chicken Chew. I sit there and shave like an old ass truck. Yeah, like it's but I remember saying to Jocelyn and I said, I'm like, but I always preach to people about doing stuff outside their comfort zone. I better talk about what I preach, right? So and then but doing them at different times. I've done some when I've done Get Ready With Me. I have a tough time doing like Get Ready With Me ones because again I get distracted so easily and I completely forget what I'm doing. Like just for me personally, I have to sit and concentrate on it because there's so much happening on the TikTok. It's just me. That's just who I am. Would I be able to cook and do something? Maybe, but like I have a really hard time and then I'll forget what I'm cooking. I know, honesty, and then all of a sudden dinner would be ruined. Flash people have me on camera. Yeah, I just have a hard time doing like both. Like all of a sudden I'll be cooking and then I'll be going to do laundry and then people are going to think I'm freaking nuts. And all of a sudden I'll be burning things. I have to sit and concentrate, but I can tell stories. And that's one of my strengths is I can sit and tell stories. So like now, so I've gotten into that groove of just being able to hop on there and start telling people some stories. Not me over here. Right? Okay. What else we got?
So I think I asked you before. I have a nail page, a nail TikTok page.
Mhm.
It's got almost 3,200 on there, but
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, it's nails. It's just random. right?
Yeah.
Like, and then I went from nails to like just posting videos of me, and I wasn't talking or anything. But then I also, when I started digital marketing last year, I started a new TikTok to
Yeah.
try and do all marketing over there, and it's got some good views, but like there's only 1,300 people on there. If I change my nail one, like would you recommend going onto that one? And I don't know.
You know what would be me? I would test it out. A/B testing. That is literally the definition of A/B testing. Just
Yeah.
like it's not gonna hurt anything. Like, are you still
Yeah.
doing nails?
Oh yeah, I do. I just don't
Okay.
record them. Like I don't want more nail clients, so I'm like, I don't want to be out there with my nails.
If you're okay with like transitioning that page over, I've done that like 3 times, by the
Oh,
way.
really?
Transition my pages from a company that I was previously with. I just like archived a lot because it would like yours is fine, but like mine wouldn't have like really like transitioned over. I just
Right.
archived all of the videos and I just kept it going. There's no pay, no way I'm starting over.
Right. That's what I was like. I
Right?
want to
Like,
start
there's
with
no
2
way there
followers
is.
again.
You know, and the reality of it is, like, who's gonna follow a nail page? Probably females, right?
Yeah.
Females, and you know, and the thing is, like, what if people like are severely wishing that they could still do? Get their hair done, get their nails done, go hang out, have girls' nights. Like, how many people can't do that anymore? And you know, so if you actually think about the people who are following that page, they're probably right up your alley, you know,
Yeah.
and talk and you know and really discussing that thing. Like think about like when I tell you guys, think about the person sitting across the table from you. And so for Christina, like think about the person that like girl that gets their nails done, gets their hair done, and that type of thing, and being able to speak to them in that sort of pain point, right? Because a lot of the time, you guys, people don't even they don't come into this and be like, dang, I'm gonna go make 20K. Not many people think like that. So many people just would rather make like 500 bucks extra a month. It would be game changer. Like how many people like, I don't know what it is in the States for Tony, but I think for a while there, I know up in Canada that they said that the average Canadian was like $500 away from going bankrupt. So it was like, you know, $500 is the world to people right now. Like $700 a month, $1,000 extra a month is like to so many people may as well be $1 million because they have no idea how to earn it, is what it is, you know? And so when you can put that in reaching distance to people and in a way that speaks to them, you know, what you're wanting to do is putting those people in your like in your shoes. You step what is burp? You step in their shoes for a second, be them, and like how would you people don't want to be sold to. That's what I think a lot of people forget. People don't want to be promoted to, you know? And but if you can give them like a some hope, some some like a crack of a window that could open, because I know for myself like I was done. I would have done anything at that point, you know. I don't know if that makes any I think it makes a lot of sense to a lot of people in here, but like, you know, when my husband looked at me and was gonna have to go back to work, I was like, there was no stone that that I wouldn't have turned over for him in that first 2 weeks that I went into digital marketing. People always ask me, how'd you make 10K in your first 14 days? Because there was no person that I wasn't gonna not talk to. If I had talked to you recently, I was in your inbox. If I was shouting that shit from the mountaintops, because it didn't matter anymore. And there's so many people that are at that point. And it's like, so like even what I'm just telling you guys right now, am I telling you everything about LWA? No. Am I telling you, you know, everything that's in a course? No. Like nobody cares. But like, but that story that I tell people of why I'm doing this, how many other people watch their husbands going off to work, killing themselves? Like Sarah just raised her hand. And like how many women out there still would just die to just take $1,000 burden off their shoulders. Like, they would do anything, right? It's that. It's speaking to people at their level. And when I say floating, what I truly mean to you guys is you're speaking over people in your posts because you're not directing them at anybody. So they're just going over every single person. So get direct with what you're doing. Get like hone in on who you are. And you want to know who you're like when people are like, oh, I don't know who my niche is. I don't know what this is. Go look in the mirror. Honestly, because I'm going to bet your niche is like literally staring you right back in the face. Name 5 things about you because there is a whole market of people out there that probably will fit right in that wheelhouse. And you are the only person that can speak to them. The only person. You know, I know Sarah's story. I'm not going to tell her story, but I know her story. There is a freaking way I could tell Sarah's story. She would speak to so many other people. And when you guys actually she actually speaks about and tells her story, you guys are gonna be blown away. She's one of the strongest people I've ever met in my life. So, you know, when she tells her story, I'm not gonna connect with those people, right? Like, but she would on that level, right? I know or April, as if she's still on her, or Michaela. Like, I know their story as well. And we all have our own people to speak to. There's billions of people online, you guys. You don't need to be like everybody else. Be confident in who you are, because there's people out there that aren't gonna buy LWA from me. You know, they're only gonna buy from Sarah. They're only gonna buy from Joanne. They're only gonna buy from Tony. Guys, so when I say that you're floating, that's what I mean. You're not speaking to people, you're speaking over them because you don't want to take that stance in a brand that's going to set you apart. Because when you set yourself apart, you open yourself up to, yes, the double-edged sword, but you're going to open yourself up to so many other like incredible people. I never would have met Sarah. I never would have met Michaela. I never would have met Ava. I never would have met most of you guys on here if I didn't open up and talk about who I am and my story, right? So I'm 38 and just starting to heal and talk. Exactly, you guys. And take people on that journey with you. Even when I started digital marketing, was I new in the industry? No. Right? But I had some bumps along the road. Like, you guys, if you saw my first digital product I made, pretty sure a toddler could have made it better. Okay. Like, I was awful. I hate Canva. Hate Canva. I just like, if somebody like, it drives me. And like, oh, and like I think the first time I ever had to go over to Canva was actually with my last company. I would have done anything to not go over there. I'm better at it now, but it could still take me 2 hours to make one story. Like, I would pay Jocelyn $200 a month to make those stories in that vault, man. Like, it's right. It does. It drives people crazy. Like, there's so many aspects of this business I can't stand, you know, and but there's parts of it that just like trump all of that stuff, you know, and but that's why when we say you got to find your brand, so it doesn't have to be political. So I don't want you guys going off here and going to telling everybody that, you know, if you're vaccinated, you're an idiot. Like, I don't mean anything like that. I mean, find your brand, set yourselves apart from everybody else's that's out there, right? Don't reinvent the wheel, but just be just outside of it and live in your zone, right? I'm gonna have everybody coming off here telling everybody that tariffs this and vaccinations that. That's not what I meant. I just meant to find that source. Whoops. Everybody in LWA is
Can
gonna get
I ask a
God.
quick question?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you give the same advice if your niche is something like quite sensitive? Like, I'll just like very broadly, I think you probably know my story, but I don't know if anybody else does. But my 4-year-old son passed away in September from a very rare genetic condition.
I'm so
So
sorry.
Thanks, Jimmy. I think we've chatted about it,
Yeah,
but
we have.
I like I started in I bought my first course 4 days before he passed away. And so kind of the message I'm trying to give and the niche I'm trying to speak to are the moms and dads maybe that are still either like caring for their person. It might not have to be their child, but their person, like caregivers, or the ones that have like just lost someone and are wondering, how am I going to do this? Because I've done it, right? But it's like
Yeah.
it's a pretty sensitive subject, and it's one that I'm a little bit scared to like
Yeah.
really go balls to the walls with it.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So what is your ultimate like and this you guys can all ask yourselves this. Like what's your ultimate goal with digital marketing? Like are you wanting to because there's going to be a few different people that come into something like this. There's somebody just wants to make a few $100 and they're going to refer LWA, right? That's awesome. A lot of those people are like nurses, right? Nurses love their jobs, but they
Mhm.
don't make enough money, right?
Mm.
So and then there's going to be the person like myself who I enjoy coaching and teaching. Like this, what I do on here when I create stuff for LWA, I love that the most. When we
Right.
drop things, I can't tell you guys how like that's where I just come alive, right? And but then there's gonna be the people like April. Like April she came in here and asked like she was already writing her own course, right? And
Mhm.
something much like, do you want to educate people in that space, in that lane, like how to get over like child loss or something like that. Like you kind of
Yeah, I
yeah,
think more my hope and my goal is to
yeah,
like instill some hope that there is a chance for like feeling okay after that
yeah.
happened, right? Like I'm not okay. I've still got a lot going on,
I don't
but
think
I'm
anybody would ever be
like,
okay, honestly.
and yeah, well,
You
and you're not
know?
ever okay, right? But like
Yeah,
there is hope. You can like bills still need to get paid. I still have another child and a husband that need food on the table. Things like that
yeah,
where it's like you can still grieve your loss,
yeah,
but you can move forward too with this because if there's a day where you can only work from your bed, that's great.
yeah.
It's been perfect for my healing, and it's given me something to look forward to. And I think that's kind of the goal that I want
I
out there.
think
But
you're
it's
like
just so
literally
sensitive.
writing it, you're saying it to us right now.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's taken this long to
And,
click,
but
but
that's just
it
it
is.
though, right? And you guys, and this is the biggest thing. You like write these out because I so many times, and I think this happened to Christina when her and I were having the conversation, and I'm just like, tell me what your goals are. And I just said to her, I'm like, you just said it.
Mhm.
Like, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you hope, it gives you purpose. But you guys have to realize too, it's not all monetary.
Mhm.
It's not. Like how many people would like even love to be on a call like this just to shoot the shit? I don't know. Like
Mhm.
Jamie was on here, she's like, oh, I'm not used to unmuting myself, because that's not what LWA is about. We're here, being able to chat, unmute yourselves, talk with us, that type of thing, right? And
Mhm.
just having a community of women who, because reality of it is, I'm pretty sure they say strangers can be some of your most supportive family that you have,
Mhm.
right? And because they're not going to berate you, they're not going to ask questions, that type of thing. And just being able to look forward to even like a call like this, hopping on, chatting, you
Your
know.
friends and family, they want you, like they literally want you to not do better than them. Your friends and family are not going to pay your bills. Your friends and family don't give a shit. You have your odd person that is a friend or family that hearts your stuff and says, "You go, girl." But I have found that in my 20 years of doing all of this stuff, I have found that my biggest friends are people like Jamie, how I found her on TikTok. My friend Tony that's in here right now. My friend Joanne that's in here right now. Like
Yeah.
she watched me forever. She watched me with Legacy Builders, and then she, started seeing me doing LWA and like and we never really spoke much. I actually did a cleaning job for her husband a few times.
Oh,
And that's kind of how we ended up connecting on Facebook. And like my biggest supporters are always people that come in just to see what I'm doing and who I am. It's
yeah.
never somebody that I went to high school with. It's never somebody that, you know, I met at a coffee shop or whatever. It's always your biggest supporters are your new friends and new followers that are coming in. And
Yeah.
then your family will see after. They see the results after. And some still don't like your results after.
Yeah.
But that's all I had to say. I'm yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. But April's right. But like even having a computer, like community of positivity. Like there's not like I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen much negativity in LWA. Everybody is so positive and such a light, and it's refreshing. And I'm sure for Brittany, who goes through these probably horrible moments every single day, it probably is refreshing for her to come in there and just seeing people being just like have goals, have
It
dreams.
is. And like I found you three in your previous venture there
Yeah.
and followed you through this. And I said like to everybody that I spoke to, I'm like, this wasn't the first course I bought, but this is where my heart feels happy. And like that was literally like a month and a half after my son had passed away. So to
Yeah.
see that and have that is quite empowering.
Yeah. So and that's just the thing. And you guys have to realize, like, your goals, you guys don't have to sell people. It's just about exposure. Like what their true meaning of being in the LWA, let them find that out on their own. Like, get them inside. Maybe it is money, but maybe it is the empowerment of the community. Maybe it is the fact that I'll be able to create something that I've always dreamed of being able to create it. I just have no idea how to do it. That was me. I would have like died to be able to learn how to create things. I didn't know how, you know, and your guys' job is just to hand it to them. You're not the judge, jury, and executioner of why they need to be here. Like money, like, maybe it is like Brittany said, when you are talking about, and just what you said, like you've like, I think you've written like, I don't know, 20 posts and what you've already said to us,
Yeah,
And-
you're right. Like I said, as I was sitting here, flow, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should. It took this long,
yeah,
but
I think you
it's
just
also
yeah, I
it's
think you just
great
feel
to have a
uncomfortable talking about money when it comes to it.
yeah, yeah,
Right? And so, but just know, you guys, you don't have to. If that's
yeah.
what you guys are breakthrough, right?
Well, and just one of the things that just really jumped out to me is like I can have a place where I'm not okay. And like when I go to my job at the jail where I work part-time, I can't like take a fiver and cry
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah, no
right?
doubt.
Like, but I can't. I mean, I do and whatever, but like it's not looked upon like positively. Whereas here, I can say in my TikToks, in my my social media posts, things like that, like today I'm not okay, and then I'm okay to not be okay at my job, and I'm still making money, and I'm still going to like get through this. So yeah, like
Absolutely.
I literally do. I'm writing right now. Have like a million post ideas now. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yay! Okay. All right, guys. Does anybody have any more questions? I can't believe it's already been. Why do these TikTok ones always go so quickly? Is it just me? Because that happened last time too. And all of a sudden it was a freaking hour and it was like, holy shit, we need to do a part 2. Did anybody learn anything besides us talking? So yeah. How is everybody feeling about, I guess, TikTok? It's a work in progress. It truly is. It truly is. I'm sure we can come back and have like another one of these like sometime soon.
I'm sorry, I do have one more question.
Heck yeah, fire away.
I have a chronic illness and I sort of made that my niche. Like I
Yep.
want to help other moms that have chronic illness and aren't
Yeah.
able to work their 9 to 5. But I feel like I sort of just sound like a broken record,
Good.
Oh, that's
Good.
good. Okay.
Yeah. Like
Just-
talk about it till you annoy yourself.
But then am I, because I'm just focusing on that niche, am I pushing away that other people
Well,
that might be interested?
the more you can the more you can stand, like I said, when we take that wheelhouse and brand yourself, right? The more that you can have that person that you can directly talk to, there's a huge market there. It's huge, right? Again, I'm not chronically ill. Like those aren't the people that I can speak to. You just have to get loud and proud and be consistent, because I promise you guys, they're watching, right? The problem with people is they start something and they stop it so quickly. And and I know it's cliche. I know it's cliche, but it's true. I cannot tell you guys how many people say, every time I open on my social media, you're at the top. It's a sign, right? I was thinking about this and you were the first person that I saw. It's not a sign, you guys. I'm so freaking consistent at this. It's ridiculous. And I've been consistent for years on end. So it's like, because people see me as a person that they can trust and that I'll be there and I'm not gonna be gone in a month or 60 days, right? It's just consistency and having that long-term vision and knowing, if I told you you're not gonna get a paycheck for 6 months, will you guys still be here? I was like, if everybody on here, you're not gonna get a dime, 6, 7 months, are you gonna still be there? Because you truly should ask yourselves that. Because when I started in the industry, I didn't give a shit for the first year. I knew my mind was on that 1 year anniversary, that 1 year mark. Put your head down, find that brand like Joanne, stay in the lane, you'll get better at it too, right? You'll get better at talking. And I don't mean like you're not good at it now, but you'll find what works on your social media, right? Start analyzing the videos that are working. Quit worrying about the videos that aren't. Who cares? Start focusing on the ones, and then you'll hone in on a groove, that brand, and what works for that specific niche. But you're never gonna find it out unless you do it. Unless you show up every day, try different formats, try different ways, voiceovers, talking to the cameras. Maybe they want you to do a fun little dance, Joanne. I don't know. But but who knows? But you gotta feel like you're not gonna know that stuff unless you try to A/B testing. Like, think of it like almost like a scientific experiment. Try different things and don't just sit in one lane or not, like, obviously be in your niche lane. I just mean like doing one thing just because comfortable, not trying other things, and all of a sudden you try it and you get a freaking 500,000 views. You're like, oh shit, I probably should have tried that 6 months ago. You know what I mean? So, and because if it's scaring you on TikTok, you should probably be doing it, right?
Right. I did follow your advice from last week, and I went and followed a bunch of chronic illness accounts and people, and
Yep.
yeah, I
And
think.
start
Okay.
engaging with them.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
this. It's
Yeah,
been
you guys,
great.
like, your TikTok scrolls should be with intention, is what they should be, and like, if you're not landing, like last week when I said, checking who's commenting, checking who's live, if you're not landing on the right pages, then start changing your algorithm. It's not a monster. It's there to help you. It truly is, right? And you can tailor the algorithm to work in your favor, right? Okay, all right. We've already been on an hour. I don't want to keep Sarah had to go. I'm not gonna keep on any longer. I did have, what other special event was I gonna do? Oh, this one might be super fun. You guys can be the first to find out because you came on the call. So I am gonna be announcing, I'm gonna be doing some actual live profile audits. So everybody is I'm gonna be putting up a post. It'll probably be for next Friday, and I'm going to be picking 5 people. You have to be comfortable with me doing it live on the platform. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. If you're not
Pick me.
if you're not comfortable with me doing it live for the entire platform, I'll probably pick 5 to start, and I might do this once a month, I guess. We'll see how she goes, okay? And I'm gonna hopefully pick one, a TikTok one, an Instagram one, Facebook. I don't know if Jasmine wants to go to like Twitter or whatever. We're gonna decide, but obviously, definitely those 3 platforms, 1000%. Yes, get posting. Get if you're not posting, you're not doing anything, I'm probably not gonna pick your platform. It's gonna be somebody who's consistent and showing up and been trying different things. So get posting, And so one of you guys can be picked, or one of the 5 can be picked, because when I make that post, it's going to blow up, is what it's going to do. Everybody in that platform is going to want an Instagram audit, or not Instagram, a profile audit, sorry. And trust me, it blew up last time in the academy and we couldn't even keep up. Now there's like almost 800 people. So just know, so get posting, get active. So when all 3 of us go and check out your platform, like, oh, this person's perfect. Okay. All right, guys, love you. Sorry to keep you for longer than an hour. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow night on the call. Bye.